Hi there teachers, I just wanted to take some time to show you what you can do with your gradebook results to really analyse the data that you've collected from the students over the course of the quarter. So over here, when you're in your gradebook here, you've got this thing up here that says reports. If you click on that reports button, it will take you to a screen that looks something like this. Now in that reports screen, you have a number of options, and these are all the sorts of different options that you have for exporting data. But the report that I really want to focus you on today is this one here called Score Sheet. And by clicking on Score Sheet, in particular that arrow there, it will take you to a page that looks something like this. By going to this page here, it gives you a number of options. But the options that you most want to really focus on here is exporting the data, and you want to export it to a CSV type file. That's going to export it into a spreadsheet so that you can do some analysis with there. And then once you've done that, go down to here to where it says Run Report. Once you're in this Once you have exported the data, it will go into a Microsoft Excel spreadsheet that looks something like this. Now I'm going to run you through some of the features here of this spreadsheet. It's just so that you get a bit of an idea of what some of the things that you can do with the data now that you have it. Okay, so the first thing that I think you really need to do, and you'll see why in a minute, is I want you to sort of go in there and you can cut that piece of text there, and we'll put it over here. That's your heading, so that I know what the report is for. So it's for my MIP Technology 6 class. Now you've got all this blank data here, you don't really need that. So if you click on B, C, D and E, and you go up to Edit and delete that, okay, you delete those cells, and that will make it a little bit more workable. See how you got a big gap here? Well, what we can do here is we can just drag that over and look at it like that. The next thing you want to do is you want to click on this here, on that number 2 there, and you'll highlight that whole column. And then going up to Data and going down to where it says Filter. I haven't quite got my screener in the right place to do that, but go up to Data and go down to Filter, and you get these little arrows here which allow you now to sort the data from smallest to biggest, or ascending to descending, and that sort of thing. So if I click on here and click on ascending or descending, I'm going to do it descending because I want biggest down to smallest. I get that sort of thing. Alright, and so the next step you want to do is select on the number 2 here and have all that highlighted, and then if you go up here to Format and then click on here Format Cells, and then you click on here Wrap Text, what you're going to do is be able to see the headings clearly, and you see all the text that's inside that heading. So that might make it a little bit more useful for you as well. So you can see which ones are your formative tasks and which ones are your summative tasks. Now if we click on here and we click on this arrow here, and we want to sort the students here in descending order. Okay, we're sorting them from biggest to smallest. I can close that now. I can go through here and highlight all the things that students have done well. So this one here is points out of 10. So I'm going to look at this bit here and I'm going to say 9 out of 10. I'm going to think that's pretty good. So I'm going to highlight all those things there in the bucket with green. Okay, fill that in green because I think they've excelled at that particular level there. They still quite haven't got 10 out of 10, but that's going to lead my instructional strategies next time, is to get those students to 10 out of 10. Now if I look here at these ones here, 8 out of 10 and 7 out of 10, I think they're satisfactory results. So I'm going to highlight those in orange. Okay, so I look at that there, and I look at that task there, and I think students have done that satisfactorily, or they've done that really well. So my next thing when I'm planning for that is, how can I take those students who are here in the orange here and get them up into the green, because I'm always looking to try and improve what the students are doing. The next thing, I'm going to look at this one here, the summative task here. I'm going to click that one there once again in descending order. Okay, and I'm going to close that, and you'll see at the top here that there's a couple of students who've got 6 out of 6, and here 5 out of 6. So they're meeting the top levels on the criteria, so I'm going to give them a green for go again. Here, these students here, 4 are getting quite good, and they're knocking on the door for the level 5 criteria, so I'm going to give them an orange because I think that's okay. Whoops, undo that and go here to the fill. And then these down here, students who've got a 3 down to a 2, they've got some real concerns in what's going on there. There's some real gaps in their understanding, so I'm going to highlight that with this red colour here. Okay, so green, orange, red. And if we do the same all the way throughout, when we come to moderate our scores with other teachers, we can quite easily see all the greens together, all the oranges and all the reds. Now that I've gone through and highlighted all the cells and color coded them, it's much easier for me now to spot patterns within the data. So I'm going to go back here now, and I'm going to click down here to reorder the students in ascending order. Okay, and you can see here now the students who are doing quite well. Okay, student S has got a lot of greens all the way across here. So what I would be doing there is looking at how I can enrich that student and take them further and to extend their knowledge. Same thing with student D. Student D has got a lot of green there, a couple of orange, but a lot of green there. So what I'll be doing there is looking how to enrich that person's scores. So if I look here at student T, I can look to see that there's lots of red marks next to that student's name. Same thing with student U, and I can look up the top here, and student C and student B also have a lot of red marks next to their names. So that could be the basis for my teaching next time, is to make sure that those students are identified and really taken into account as to why they're having difficulties. If I look at column H here too, I can see a lot of red in that column. So that stands out as a column too that needs an area of concern. 2 other tools that might help you when it comes to analyse your data here is if I go into this cell here and I click on there and it says filter by colour, I can choose the colour that I want to filter it by, and it will give me all the results in the red there. And that might be useful to data as well. To get all the data back, go back into that area there and see where it says clear filter. So that might be another thing that might help you when it comes to analysing your data. The one final thing that I'd like to show you when it comes to analysing your data is this thing here, and it's all about averages. So if I click in this cell here and I type in equals, I'll write in the word, that tells the spreadsheet there that you want to do a formula. Type in the word average, okay, and put left bracket, and then I highlight the numbers that I want to average out. So if I highlight all those cells there, I do that by clicking in the top cell and dragging down to the bottom cell, just like I've done there. Click the right bracket and press return, and that'll give me an average of all these cells in here. If I do the same thing here, I can do the same thing there. But there's a quicker way, and that's by doing this. Click on there, and this little box down here, this little square box there, it should change to see how that changed to a different cross, the black cross. When you get that black cross, that's like a fill right command or fill down command. Fill right is what we want to do. We drag that across there like that, and it works out the average of each of these columns now. So now very quickly I've gone through and I've worked out the average mark for each column. And that very quickly tells me which are the strengths and which are my weaknesses. And so that's going to be the basis for my teaching for the next DAB block.